The rain stopped and the flights to Lukla started to happen. After a 17 minutes of scenic flight, we landed at thrilling Lukla Airport. Lukla is situated at an altitude of 2,860 meters. And is known for its most dangerous airport. The journey to the Everest region starts from here. We met our guides and porters over the breakfast at Lukla Bazar. 4 of them been waiting for us on this side of the mountain while we were stuck at the other side. When it was raining everywhere else, Khumbu region had snow. This affected on our trekking route planning. We wanted to take a route to Gokyo, Chola Pass, and to the base camp. But because of the snow, all the high passes were closed. We decided to do Namche, Tengboche, Lobuche, Dingboche, and Everest Base Camp. This is the entrance gate to Sagarmatha National Park. We paid for our tickets like everybody else and proceeded to the route. The trail goes to picture-perfect villages. We crossed several suspension bridges. Most of them are draped with prayer flags. Every steps we are taking, getting us closer to the base camp. The Buddhist roots are visible along the way. Spinning prayer wheels and beautifully carved mani stones are located all along the way. There were tea houses along the route. The path is shared with the animals. Animals have the right of way up in the Khumbu region. After 4 hours of walking, we had arrived at Phakding, a beautiful village at an altitude of 2,610 meters. Our hotel is on the other end of the village. It was around 4 p.m. and this is going to be our overnight stop. We will rest and acclimatize for the days ahead. This is our room for the night. The bed feels very comfortable. It has a memory foam mattress. It is very impressive to have this comfort at this altitude, especially as there are no motor transportation on this region. As the evening draws in, the cool evening air settles in, so do we. Day 2 started with a warm breakfast at Phakding. Today we are headed to Namche Bazaar, the heart of Khumbu region. It takes 5 to 6 hours for a standard speed walker. Right after is the Phakding waterfall, named after the village. The journey is a gradual ascent to help our body acclimatize. The trail will take us through pine forest, suspension bridges along the majestic Dudhkosi River. Along the path, we cross several decorated tea houses and shops, all unique in style. They were selling the local products like apple and spices, including imported packaged goodies for tourists. The suspension bridges are the backbone on this trail. They help to connect villages with one another. They are covered with prayer flags. In Buddhist tradition, flags represent 5 elements. Each flag has prayer printed on it. The desire is for the wind to carry those prayers to surrounding area, creating goodwill, compassion, and harmony among people, animals, and plants. As we climb up, the air gets cooler and the view gets more dramatic. It is easy to forget the efforts when scenery are so beautiful. Sagarmatha National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The park is the sanctuary for rare species like the snow leopard and red panda, though sightings are very rare. Officially, the trekking season starts in October. But the human and animal traffic was equally heavy by the end of September this year. The Himalayan Suspension Bridge is one of the most iconic landmarks along the Everest Base Camp trek. It is named after Sir Edmund Hillary for his contribution to the region. He was one of the first climbers to summit Mount Everest. This bridge is one of the highest and longest bridges in the region. On the older bridge, commercial bungee jump is available for thrill seekers. Hillary Bridge connects trekkers to Namche Bazaar. The famous Namche uphill climb starts right after the bridge. This part of the trek is very challenging. As we are gaining altitude, my efforts to catch my breath is becoming harder. Others were checking their oxygen saturation. It took us 8 hours to cover 10 kilometers, which is 6.5 miles. And here we are at the Sagarmatha National Park checkpost, right before Namche Bazaar. As we enter each village, the trekking pass has to be certified and stamped by the officials. At this location, I noticed that the returning trekkers can volunteer to carry a bag of non-biodegradable waste to Lukla, where they will be processed. Each bag is 1 kg. It is a waste management effort initiated by Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee. Our group right there and then committed to carry waste on our way back. We all felt an urge to support local initiative and keep Sagarmatha clean. Finally, we made it to Namche Bazaar. It's foggy, cold, and windy here. This is where we will rest and acclimatize for a day before heading further up the trail. Namche is not just a stopover, it's an experience. The warm hospitality of the locals and the stunning view of Khangderi and Thamserku, it is a highlight of the trek. It was a tough day, but we made it. And in the evening, we went around Namche Bazaar. Tomorrow, we're going to explore Namche Bazaar. Day 3 started at Namche Bazaar, a hustling Sherpa town at 3,340 meters. It's the heart of Khumbu region and a perfect place to acclimate. Namche Bazaar is full of tea houses, bakeries, and trekking shops. If you forgot any gear, Namche has you covered. They even have a showroom for famous brands like North Face and Columbia. We decided to buy a down jacket to replace ours. We went to Sherpa Gear. It's a local company. The jacket we got kept us very warm. After breakfast, we set out for our acclimatization hike. Today's destination is the legendary Everest View Hotel, located at 3,880 meters. The hike going to be uphill, but absolutely worth it. Santos wanted re-photography to revisit his 30 years ago trip. According to him, Namche has grown a lot. Usual trekker's route is Everest View Hotel first and then the Everest National Park. But our team decided to go to Everest National Park first. Sagarmatha National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a home to biodiversity, including rare wildlife like snow leopard and Himalayan monarch. But we still have major climbing to do. Unwillingly, we started the uphill trek. The trail is rough with steep climbs, but views of Everest, Lhotse, and Amadablam from the top supposed to be unforgettable. The trail here feels magical with ancient forests, prayer wheels, and stupas around every corner. We came across Sagarmatha next, an innovative experience center dedicated to sustainable tourism and waste management in Khumbu region. Their mission is to promote sustainable tourism by transferring waste into art and design. It was getting late to reach to the Everest View Hotel per trekker's suggestion, as after 2 p.m. cloud will start covering mountains.
1,860!
But the view all along the hike had been so beautiful, we took our time to enjoy as we climbed up. There were several beautiful places that you just want to sit there. This is Diamond, our guide, and he wanted to sing. And then we made it. Did you know this is one of the highest altitude hotels in the world? People often fly in just for tea with view. The mountains were peeking in and out of the clouds. But just sitting there and drinking tea felt amazing and accomplished. The descending was harder. It required as much technique as climbing up. I noticed downhill is a test of control rather than strength. These ladies along the way made the descent easier. They were carrying 50 pounds of potatoes in the container and were headed to the market. This region is famous for potatoes farming. We wrapped up our day with pizza at famous pizza bakery of Namche Bazaar. Pizza was delicious with nak cheese. Nak is the female yak. Day 3 been about acclimatizing, climbing, and feeling the view of Himalayas. Tomorrow we head into even higher mountains. Day 4 started with spinning prayer wheel, sending our prayers to universe, asking for strength and agility for the day. We are headed for Somare village today. It is going to be the longest day of the trek. The trail today is a mix of rugged terrain and breathtaking views. Though I'll admit it was very hard to fully appreciate the scenery when I was so focused on just putting one foot in front of the other. But every now and then I had stopped and looked up at the snow-capped peaks towering above, and it gave me the strength to keep going. Meeting fellow trekkers and sharing stories on the stops along the way has been a highlight of the day and encouragement for each other. It's comforting to know we are all in this together, each pushing ourselves towards the same goal. Vinod Rawat, a above knee amputee from India, was trekking along with us with a prosthetic leg. He was a motivation to move forward for all of us. He had lost his one leg in a truck accident at age 6. It's amazing how trek brings people together from all walks of life, each with their own reasons for taking on this challenge. We stopped for lunch at Phulketenga. We refueled for the long climb ahead. The menu was extensive, but I stayed with the basic dal and bhat. From there on, it was an uphill battle to Tengboche. Here, we saw rare species of birds, monau bird. The hike was tough, but arriving at Pangboche felt like a major accomplishment. The view of the monastery, nestled against the backdrop of towering peaks, was absolutely breathtaking. Standing there, surrounded by such serenity, made the effort worthwhile. Visiting the Pangboche monastery was a highlight of the day. The calm and spiritual energy of the place offered a moment of peace in the midst of all the physical challenges. It's amazing to think that this monastery has been here for centuries, offering guidance to trekkers and climbers alike. Today tested me in ways I didn't expect, mentally more than physically. Each step felt like a challenge, as if my body and mind were in a constant tug of war. The altitude is becoming more noticeable, with every breath reminding me of how far I have come from sea level. It was a real lesson in perseverance. The sun was setting in, giving way into cold and wind. We had reached Pangboche, 7 kilometers shy from our target. We decided to rest for the night. The accommodation was basic with comfortable bed and shared bathroom. Our guides guided us to a hotel and we checked in. I decided to take a shower. Shower was outside in a makeshift bathroom. I was going to be the first to experiment with it. The hotel had installed a new hot water heater. The water was lukewarm, but shower after 4 days felt like amazing. It was a little luxury we all spurs in that night. Now, as I am settled into my sleeping bag, I'm exhausted and proud. Tomorrow is another step closer to Everest Base Camp, and despite the challenges, I'm ready to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Good morning. It's day 5 of our Everest Base Camp trek. We are at a beautiful village, Pangboche, at an altitude of 3,985 meters. Our day started with a beautiful view of the mountains and my cousin brother announcing that he and his wife going to descend today. He had a severe headache and was unable to sleep last night. Then, Mr. DJ Sherpa, Mount Everest climber, gave a coach's version of pre-game prep talk. It worked like magic. Now our team is headed for the win. Today, we are heading to Dingboche at an altitude of 4,410 meters. We stopped at Somare village for brunch. This is a peaceful spot with incredible views. It's the residency of our senior guide, Pasang. He welcomed us in a Buddhist tradition with kada, a silk garland. This is his son, who is in boarding school and has come home for festivals. Pasang tells me that most of the children have to be boarded in school to obtain education. There are limited schools and are so far away to attend from home. The hike today is short, but we will be gaining significant amount of altitude. The trail is a mix of gentle slope and some steep climbs. Along the trail, scenery was beautiful with iconic Himalayan landscape, including Amadablam. I noticed a change in landscape. It's more open with mix of grassy fields and rocky terrain with no vegetation. The air is getting thinner. At this elevation, oxygen levels are about 50% of what they are at sea level. The body takes time to adjust, and if it doesn't, symptoms can appear. I have a mild headache, loss of appetite, and some fatigue. Others might feel dizziness, nausea, or trouble sleeping. These are very common early symptoms. It's so important to recognize these signs and not ignore them. If symptoms get worse, like confusion, difficulty walking, or shortness of breath, it can be serious and even life-threatening. In those cases, descending immediately is the best option. Altitude sickness is a part of the adventure, and with the right precautions, most people can manage it well. Listening to your body, drinking plenty of liquid, and being mindful of your limits is the best way to make it to Everest Base Camp safely and enjoy the journey. My cousin brother has been trekking along without any more complaints since then. Some trekkers also take medication like Diamox to help acclimatize, but it's not a cure. It just speeds up your body's adaptation. I have decided to manage without it for now, but it's always good to consult your doctor before the trek about what might work for you. Our guides have told us that we will be checking our oxygenation through pulse oximeter at Dingboche, just to make sure our body is still fit to go further up. We reached Dingboche after a few hours. This village is a key acclimatization stop on the trek to Everest Base Camp. The views are incredible. It's a valley surrounded by Amadablam and Lhotse. The hotel has comfortable bed and Western bathrooms with running water. It turns out every hotel is equipped with pulse oximeter and oxygen cylinder. Our team's oxygen saturation ran on low to mid-80s. The warm room with hot towels and candlelight warm dinner definitely will add to the restful night. The plan is to proceed to Lobuche tomorrow, all depending on our team's well-being tonight. Good night. Thanks for following along. See you in the morning. When we gathered for breakfast on day 5, Jagannath, my brother, the medical doctor of the team, announced that he is going to descend today. He was breathing fast and his oxygen saturation through pulse oximeter was 87. The group had to rethink of our plan for the day. We decided to take a day at Dingboche and then reassess the situation later at night. We had breakfast with a view of Amadablam. After breakfast, the team was ready to hike Mount Nagarjun above Dingboche at an altitude of 5,100 meters. Jagannath started to feel better and he decided to join us too. The trek was not just an acclimatization exercise, but also a gateway to panoramic view of Himalayas. The trail was steep, weaving through rugged terrain with rocks and yak pastures. As we climbed up, the scenery transformed dramatically. Before long, the panoramic views welcomed us. Amadablam, Lhotse, Makalu was so close an island peak appeared in distance. Below, Imja Valley looked beautiful. We spent around 5 hours on the trail enjoying beautiful sceneries. And in the afternoon, everyone decided to do their own activities. Four of us went to explore the village and to enjoy the local coffee shop. We went into Cafe Himalaya, a quiet spot offering freshly brewed coffee with homemade treats and free Wi Fi. The hospitality of the owner was unforgettable. After coffee, Santos and Jagannath went in search of Pasang Dawa Sherpa, a legend in the mountaineering history. He holds the record of 27 Mount Everest, 50 plus Amadablam, and unaccounted climbs of other peaks. He is a living strength and resilience spirit of Sherpa community. In the evening, enjoyed another round of coffee and freshly baked warm pastries at Himalayan Hub, a new coffee shop that our hotel owner will be inaugurating soon. Dingboche is not just a stop on the trail. It is a reminder of the beauty, resilience, and magic of the Himalayas. Stay tuned for day 7, where the trek continues to Lobuche, one step closer to Everest Base Camp. Yes, our team's still together and aiming for the win. Good morning from Dingboche, our home for last 2 nights. Our team has been following a strict vegetarian diet throughout the trek and have been cautious about our food and water. This approach seems to have effectively prevented any stomach issues so far. Now the team is ready to embark the last stretch of the Everest Base Camp trek. The trek started with steady ascent, leaving behind lush valleys. Today is the most challenging part of the trek. We will be gaining significant amount of altitude today. We entered into a rugged high altitude with stunning views. We are walking at an elevation of 4,400 meters. So every step feels heavier in the thin air. We take frequent breaks, enjoying the entertainment and stories shared by our guides. few hours, we reached Lukla, an only settlement between Dingboche and Lobuche. It serves as a rest stop for trekkers. I have no appetite. I did drink some tea and enjoyed the beautiful views. We were not allowed to linger too long as we have an infamous Lukla incline to pass. It is a short but most steep climb taking us 200 meters higher in less than an hour. For many trekkers, this is where altitude sickness begins to hit hard. Horses are the ambulance here. They are ready to evacuate trekkers who can no longer continue on foot. It's not uncommon to see someone being escorted down to a lower altitude where the air is thicker. I started the incline with headache. As we went up, I had dizziness and feeling that I will pass out. I can see my way and is aware of surrounding. All I wanted to do was lay down for a minute. My husband and Jagannath stayed on my side, kept pushing electrolytes and water, and kept talking to me. I was taking a step at a time and pushing myself forward. Everest Memorial Park is a place dedicated to climbers who lost their lives on Everest. It's a humbling reminder of the risk associated with those heights. Each stone honors a climber who paid the price of pursuing their dreams and story of courage of those who dare to challenge the power of the mountains. After the memorial park, the trails flattens out as we make our way to Lobuche. The landscape becomes more barren with glaciers. This is the Pyramid International Laboratory, established in 1990 through a collaboration between Italy's National Research Council and Nepal's government. The Pyramid Laboratory is a high-altitude research facility to study effects of climate change besides its many other resources. Mr. Kazi Bista been the manager for decades and he shares his insights with us.
आजभन्दा 30-35 वर्ष अगाडि हेऱ्यो भने त्यो ढुङ्गा त त्यो उमुनी थियो नि त आइस मुनि थियो त्यो ढुङ्गा थियो बेस क्याम्प अर्कै ठाउँमा थियो नयाँ नयाँ प्लान्टेसनहरू भनेको चाहिँ आइरहेछ तलको चाहिँ अलिअलि फुलहरू के अलिअलि मास्तिर चाहिँ सर्दै आइरहेछ होइन यो पनि यस्तै हो यो ग्लोबल वार्मिङकै कुराहरू हो अहिले आएर यहाँ भनेको चाहिँ किराहरू देखिन थालिरहेछ झिङ्गाहरू किराहरू पहिला त कहाँ हुन्थ्यो त यतातिरमा प्रशस्त मात्रामा पुराना आइसहरू चाहिँ देख्थ्यौँ भने अहिले आएर ब्ल्याक स्टोन मात्रै देखिन्छ अब जति पनि हाम्रो हिमालय श्रृङ्खला छ यो भनेको हाम्रो पानीको भण्डार हो यहीँबाट हाम्रा खोला नालाहरू चाहिँ बगेर गइरहेछन् तर अब हिमालमा पुरानो आइस चाहिँ सकिँदै गएको छ यदि यो हिउँ यसरी नै सकिँदै जाने हो भने यो खोला भनौँ यो पोखरीहरू त एउटा इतिहासको रूपमा मात्रै हुन सक्छ
Listening to Mr. Kazi Bista highlights the urgent need of action to protect Himalayas and preserve the nature. The Pyramid International Laboratory is more than just a research station. It's a symbol of collaboration, innovation, and our collective responsibility to protect the planet. We have arrived Lobuche at 5,030 meters. This is where we will rest tonight. Our last stop before our push to Everest Base Camp. The sun has set, the cold has taken over. The excitement is high, but so is the challenge of what lies ahead. We gathered around fireplace and reflect on our accomplishments so far. Tomorrow will be closer than ever to our goal, Everest Base Camp. Stay tuned for day 8 as we venture to Everest Base Camp, tackling glaciers and cold, and ultimate reward of this trek. Good morning from Lobuche. This is it, the final day of our journey to Everest Base Camp. The air is crisp, the views are incredible. We started the morning with an attempt to cross the stone bridge coated with black ice. We all are excited and nervous, as on our way a few trekkers we met informed us that the route to base camp from Gorakhshep has been closed due to a recent blizzard. One of them had tears on her eyes when she shared the news. So we are hoping to make it to the target. Today, we will trek to Gorakhshep, have lunch, and then grand finale, the Everest Base Camp. I am breathing heavier, moving slow. I have lost appetite and not been sleeping well at night. But these views are worth all the hard work. None of the members had undergone any additional training specifically for the base camp trek. However, we all had maintained a consistent routine of 1 hour daily exercise, which combined with our determination have brought us so far. We have made it to Gorakshep, the last stop before Everest Base Camp. We need the fuel for the final push. It's hard to believe we are this close. Everyone here is buzzing with anticipation. Next stop, Everest Base Camp. This is it, the final stretch. The trek here is surreal. The ice falls, glaciers, and the Khumbu ice fall in a distance. We have our crampons on and everyone is pushing hard. This part of the trek was absolutely intense. We had to move as fast as we could through the certain sections because of continuous landslides. The sound of rocks tumbling down and the sight of loose stones crashing nearby kept us on high alert. This was one of those moments where the mountains remind you just how powerful and unpredictable they are. It was scary, but it's also made this adventure so unforgettable. Finally, we made it. Everest Base Camp. As we arrived, we crossed paths with Binod Rawat and his team as they were leaving. And now it feels like base camp is ours. This quiet, this solitude, it's surreal. It's a rare privilege to be here like this, just us, surrounded by these towering peaks and the energy of this iconic place. I took a moment to sit, meditate, and just appreciate this incredible journey. Every challenge, every step, every moment led to this. I'm so grateful for such a successful trek, for the adventure, and for this quiet space to reflect and just be. To everyone who has been following this journey, thank you for being a part of it. This isn't just my achievement, it's ours. Whether you dream of coming here or just love watching adventures like this, remember, anything is possible with determination. With the sun starting to dip behind the peaks, it's time to head back to Gorakshep. The trek back is just as challenging, and we don't want to be caught out here in the dark. Horses were there for the ride back to help those who need them. After the incredible trek to Everest Base Camp, I had no energy left to attempt Kalapathar the next morning, a challenging ascent to 5,643 meters. But four brave boys set off at 5 a.m., headlamps cutting through the freezing darkness, determined to push their limits. They gave it their all, but the climb was grueling. The altitude, the cold, and the steep terrain tested every ounce of their strength. Out of the group, only Santos made it to the summit. He shared a picture of himself from 30 years ago when he first climbed Kalapathar. To see him recreate that memory after 3 decades was inspiring. For him, this wasn't just a climb, it was a journey through time, reconnecting with his past achievement. This journey has been life-changing, and I'll carry these memories forever. Thank you for watching and sharing this moment with me. Until the next adventure, take care and keep dreaming big.